Well, I met Irving Berlin when I was a kid at the Cotton Club, because at the Cotton Club, all of the greats, anybody who was anybody, visited, and I met him same time as I met George Gershwin. And Irving was quite a man, and of course he was in Tin Pan Alley, and what we call Tin Pan Alley, and it was a wonderful association. I wasn't a personal friend of his. I just met him.
When you met, did you two talk about his music? Do you remember that conversation?
No, I don't think we talked about his music at all. I was just delighted and shocked. I mean, the fact of meeting him, and we didn't talk about any music.
Well, do you remember the very first Irving Berlin song you ever played or sang?
Yes, I do. I was a kid in high school. I guess I was about 16, 17 years old. And I was participating in the high school review. You would have a review every year there in school. And I sang Blue Skies with a fellow, a piano player, and myself. We did it as a duet. And it was lovely.
Is that one of your favorite songs?
It was up until I got hold of Minnie the Moocher.
Do you think that Irving Berlin's music had any influence on your work?
Well, I couldn't say that it did, but it sort of educated me. I mean, it gave me a lot, because of the fact that his music really was my first choosing of good music. When I selected his song to do in the high school review, and I continued to sing them on for forever.
Well, you know, as a songwriter yourself, how would you describe Irving Berlin's music?
Well, I would describe it as a very entertaining music. I mean, music that tells a story to you, and gives you something to think about. You know, as the music is played and the lyric is sung, it tells a story, and it's something of life that makes you. That's what I think of his music.
Do you have is there a song of his that you think is especially, a good example of telling a story and talking about life? Is there a song you can think of?
Well, let's see. Well, I'd say that My Blue Heaven.
How about Blue
Hey?
Skies?
He didn't write? No, he didn't write My Blue Heaven, eh?
Do you hear the dryer? Excuse me, interrupting. Do you hear that dryer?
It's just a slight, but
going?
you want to knock it off?
Well, only if you hear it.
I don't hear it at
Knock it
all.
off. It's just a,
Let's hold it.
if we ask.
Whippoorwills go. He didn't write that? Who did that? No.
Jolson or something like that.
Blue Skies.
Blue skies, yeah. He wrote, always remember.
Blue Skies, remember, always.
What'll I do?
What'll I do? Yeah. That was a fabulous song. What'll
Of
I
course,
do?
White Christmas and Easter Parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay, we're running.
Okay. Well, why don't we just? I'll go to what we talked about. your opening night at the Cotton Club. And you know, we read that the audience was just filled with celebrities like Irving Berlin and Bing Crosby and Will Rogers. So could you describe that opening night for us?
I wish I could. I was so excited. I doubt if I could tell you what was going on.
Well,
You see, because I was I was a kid, and it didn't register,
right. Well, I'll
but
bet
excited and great.
I'll bet what happened that night, though, because Bing Crosby discovered you and then, you know, asked you to appear with him at the Paramount. You must remember that part of it.
Oh yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about Bing Crosby discovering you that night?
Well, that's news to me. I didn't know that Bing discovered me.
Well, I guess he just was there and asked you to appear at the Paramount Theater, and then of course and then also that he opened the door to the Lucky Strike people asking you to do that radio show. I kind of like to hear about those big breaks in your career.
No,
Harry Sobel mentioned it in your book.
huh?
Just about being asked you to sub for him, I think, at the Paramount and put you on Lucky Strike Radio. Is that right? No. Maybe Harry. Maybe.
No.
Right.
Yeah, that's. I don't know how that got.
Well, I
But
guess
maybe maybe it's a publicity thing.
Sure, that's right. Very possibly. There's also a story that night that Irving Berlin saw Ethel Waters and asked her to appear in As Thousands Cheer. Do you recall any of that?
No.
No, okay. All right.
No, because Ethel Waters wasn't even there at first at the opening of the Cotton Club.
Really? See, isn't that funny how legends just, well, let's just go back one little minute and talk about your work with Al Jolson. I think you were in a movie with Al Jolson.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite Al Jolson memory that you could talk about?
Well, the one thing that I can say about what that Al Jolson did, we were in the recording studio recording the songs in the show. But now during that time that the picture was being made, there was an ASCAP strike, and none of the songs were ever played publicly.
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, we'll have
we
to-
just have to